Hello, this is Dr. Garret Castleberry, Associate Professor and Program Director of Communication, Media, and Ethics at Mid-America Christian University. I'm here with the end of the road for our video discussion series in COM 2143 Digital Media Literacy. The focus of our video discussions in weeks 2 through 5 have been a special exercise in information literacy and media ethics, an exercise that we've deemed our fake news scavenger hunt. And we are at the culmination of that exercise as we get set to depart from this accelerated course experience, okay? And just to recap the steps, we have gone to some dark places. We have dug deep, uncovering and attempting to identify and understand this phenomenon. And in fact, it's a very messy phenomenon. When we're talking about the conversation surrounding fake news, alternative facts, misinformation, disinformation, there is a plethora of rich and valuable terms. But these terms, as rhetorical scholars would argue, have rhetorical power. That is to say, they are highly persuasive. And as we know, language itself can be weaponized, to use another valuable term, in a way to kind of exert power over a person or persons. In the first steps of our fake news scavenger hunt, you all located definitions and shared those definitions for fake news, alternative facts, misinformation. And then we took the next step of locating an article about one of these terms, or and how digital journalists, if not scholars outright, or other public thinkers, tackled these subject matters. The following week, we were tasked with rolling up our sleeves and getting our hands dirty, finding and reporting on a piece of what could be identified as fake news and explaining why it was the case. And now we want to return to a point of positivity and solution, in fact. But really we should say solutions, because it's certainly, we need plural methods to combat what is a very fluid and fast-moving phenomenon, right? Anytime we're encountering fake news. So our final prompt, a way for us to feel healthy and rejuvenated, and not so much maybe scared or discouraged by what we've learned, is to explore potential solutions. All right, so a 2-part prompt for our final video discussion. The first part of the prompt, we want you to locate yet another outside article. Could be a news site article, a .org site, perhaps some kind of ideally objectivist perspective on how to combat or tackle fake news or misinformation and that sort of thing, how to weed it out independently, right? So we're looking for a site, an article, and so on that offers us suggestions. Ideally, if you're late to the game on your find, double check to see that no one else has shared it in our dialogue space. All right. And then the second prompt: what is one type of practical solution, right? So as opposed to an informed solution, that maybe it's a source, right? Tools that we can use, like web tools, or a combination of things to identify the validity and maybe test the validity of a piece of information. But what is a practical way that we can in an objective manner, right, temper the emotional volatility that so many of these stories and ideas and conspiracies spark within us? how can we perhaps approach life and our civil and communal circles with a sense of responsibility, with a sense of perhaps optimism, and definitely a kind of practice of doing rather than simply maybe digitally shouting with one another. How can we take personal steps, right, to ensure that we're not getting entirely wrapped up in acts or processes of fake news, or perhaps just the kinds of information that's what we refer to as sensationalist, right? The kind of information that is intentionally stirring the pot, the psychological pot, our communal pots, right? The Thanksgiving tables of the world. And how can we get back to a really healthy psychological and civil status? All right, a two-part prompt to close out our digital media literacy fake news scavenger hunt for COM 2143. It's setting us up to have a rich and valuable final conversation in the course. I look forward to your responses. Thank you.